Today on the podcast, I want to talk about something very interesting that is happening in AI out of Adobe, and that is that they actually have a new thing called the generative AI music. So it's kind of like people are calling it the Photoshop of music, but essentially it's allowing you to use generative AI to create music. This is really fascinating, and I don't know if this is specifically like a hard product that you can go use right now, but they're kind of out of their labs. They're doing demos and showing how this thing works, and so inevitably I think this will be out. Adobe also, I will say, has a really amazing tool for audio that I've been using for over a year now, which is the Adobe Audio Enhancer. It's an AI tool. I'll upload like a podcast, for example, and it makes it sound like it was recorded in a studio. When I first started this podcast, right now I have this Shure microphone. This thing costs like $400 and whatever. But when I started this podcast, I literally had a $20 microphone I would use, and I would just upload the audio to Adobe Audio Enhancer, and it would use AI and make it sound like it was in a studio. It was amazing. It was great. Now I don't have to do that.
It was great. That tool is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible. So Adobe, all this to say, I guess Adobe does a really good job on some of these AI audio things, but there's this new tool out. Jamie, what have you seen on this?
Yeah, so it's really cool. Basically, we take the same concept as, generative AI video, but bring it to music. So I think the demo, they showed him playing like a few notes of a song, and then it basically would just fill in all of the accompaniment, the drums, basically made an entire song out of just this little melody he played. Pretty amazing stuff. Not to mention you can lengthen, the audio to any length you need. So, I really see this coming into play for video production. You could have your own custom score made for each, film you make. So I think it's pretty amazing stuff.
Yeah, this is awesome. So essentially, it's just like what you kind of expect. It's a text input, and it can generate music. It's got a bunch of different features we'll cover that I think are interesting. But as far as the business aspect of this, and when talking about this on AI Hustle, like how do you monetize this? There is so many ways to monetize this. This is a whole new model, a whole new medium that I think is really powerful. And I'll say, my start to entrepreneurship really, when I got started, a big part of it was in creating music. I've talked about this a lot probably, but I used to create music. I would get a friend to play like the piano, just play relaxing piano music, and then I would post it on Spotify, and I would just label it different things like baby sleep music or relaxing study music or stuff like that. And to this day, I still make, $2,000 to $3,000 a month, completely passively from this content I generated. Some of these albums I posted when I was in college. Now, it's definitely also a tricky industry. If you follow me on X, you'll see that I post a lot about the ups and downs of that. So while it's cool that for example, I make $3,000 a month from that, at the same time, I recently had an account on United Masters, who's owned by Warner Music. So shout out to United Masters for being the worst music distributor. Just kidding. I actually have one account on there that they pay me for, but I don't want them to delete that as well. But anyways, I had an account on there that I made way back in college, completely forgot about it, found recently the login to it, hopped on, and realized there was, drumroll please, $16,000 in royalties on this account. Yeah, it was awesome. And last month it made $700, and it was literally music to help dogs sleep. And it was just, I got one of my friends to play the piano, and I turned it on there, and somehow it popped off. It looks like it's been there for over 5 years, I think, and I think it just popped off a year ago, and it's been doing really good. So I was like, sweet. Tried to pull out the money, and it was like, oh, there's some issues. So I emailed them, and I'm like, hey, what's the deal? And they're like, oh yeah, we looked into your account, and it looks suspicious. They always tell me that because I guess it's random. It's why is dog sleep music generating $700 a month? It's it looks suspicious. We think there's fraudulent streams, so we're deleting your account and we're withholding your funds. Okay, this is yeah. It kind of sucks, to be honest. So that's $16,000. So what I can do though is I went on the account. I saw the music. Before I emailed them, because when I saw there was some issues with withdrawing the money, I'm like, oh no, I've had this happen before with these distributors. I feel like there's no regulation on it, but essentially they just withhold your money. And sometimes the scammier ones, which United Masters has done this to me before, they will leave your music up and continue collecting royalties on it. And they just keep all your royalties forever, and they delete your account. So you have to go and harass them and email them and be like, hey, please also delete my music, you jerks. Anyways, So I am in the process of getting them to delete it. But what I did do is, and that you can do in this case, although this is a huge hassle, but the solution to this all is you essentially you go and get the UPC codes for the album and the tracks, and you download all the tracks, download the album cover, so you have all the content. And if you have the UPC codes, every piece of music has like a UPC code generated for it. It's I don't know, it's like it's copyright code. You can go to another distributor and repost it. You put the same UPC codes in, and theoretically speaking, whatever playlists or algorithms that music was on that was getting it streams, when they take it off their platform and I re-upload it to another platform, if I have the same UPC codes, the music should go into the same algorithms. That's the tricky part. Is like, I don't know why it went viral. It probably got added to a playlist on, it could have been on like I've had things go viral on Amazon Music or like just random places. So hopefully when I do that, I'll be back to making $700 a month from it. Yeah. But anyways, all this to say, the music industry is not easy, especially when you got these scammers out there like Warner Music, which, you know, that's not a don't sue me, bro. But yeah, it's not an easy industry. But this is a cool tool that I think has some great implications. Enough of my ranting. Jamie, what would you use this tool for to make money?
No, I love it. Yeah, that's like at the base, the core of it is, you know, making music that you would directly try to, you know, get streams for, and earn money that way. But as far as gig economy type stuff, that's where my mind goes. Creating, you know, your own sounds for, video production, like for a production company. You could create, even like on Fiverr, you could take like a little kid singing a song, you know, and turn it into like a full, you know, music video for the family or something, you know, using the kid's voice. You know, I don't really know, but I know that there's definitely ways in the gig economy that you could kind of use this technology to, you know, make something really, you know, cool and sellable.
Yeah, 100%. I'll even say recently as this week, my wife, she's currently working on a new album. She's a talented songwriter. I don't know how she does it. She like will sit down in an evening with the guitar and like come up with a whole song, and it's like amazing, and all the lines are like awesome and stuff. I'm like, you know, I don't know how she does it. But she's working on an album right now, so she's going on Fiverr a lot, and she's getting people to mix and master her like audio files. So she records them. And then she's got to record like harmonies and then the main track and then like the guitar all separate and put them together and stuff. But she's getting people to mix and master it. And I was doing a bunch of research online, seeing there's a bunch of tools, like AI tools that do this. So I think whether you're doing that or whether you're using something like this Adobe product to help people create background tracks, in the past, when I was more into the music business before I got jaded by all the people stealing my money, I used to pay a ton of money on Fiverr to like create background tracks, to do songs on top of, and yeah, I think it's a big business. So I think with tools like this new Adobe one coming out, whether you're just, you know, freelance, doing this on like Fiverr, or you're using it for your own stuff, you want to make your own, you know, your own album. Maybe you're a great singer, but you don't know how to do like the music production, or maybe you're great at doing production, but you don't know how to do music, right? All these new AI tools I think are really phenomenal. So I just wanted to rattle off a couple other features that I saw on this new Adobe thing that are cool. So of course they have one where you type in what you want and it creates music for it. They had another one where like they created a song that was kind of cool, and they said, okay, turn this. So it was like a symphony song. They're like, okay, turn this into a hip hop beat. So it turns it into a hip hop beat. I thought that was pretty cool. Then they did another one where they were like, okay, make this more intense. So now all of a sudden it's like the same song but a hip hop beat, but now it's more intense. So to me, this is so cool that you could riff off the same piece of content and like be like editing it. They also did one where it was like generative fill pretty much for video, where they like they uploaded a song, and so the dude's like, hey, like I make YouTube videos all the time. Sometimes the song isn't as long as the video. Jamie, have you had this problem before?
Oh, absolutely. I would, and as you're talking about all these features, I would love if they could integrate this into Adobe Premiere. That'd be amazing, because from a workflow standpoint as well, because right now, you know, I have to go, if I want to add music, I have to, you know, open my browser, go to Epidemic Sound, which I pay $18 a month for, search through all the songs, listen to different ones to see what fits. And then usually it doesn't fit the timeline. So I have to either copy and paste it a bunch of times and it kind of gets repetitive, but if you could, in real time, have it change up slightly and continue throughout your whole video, that would be amazing.
Yeah, that'd be incredible because honestly, a lot of time I use YouTube has like a free music library that you could just use and embed into your videos. But yeah, half the time it's like the song's like 2 minutes long and it's like you're editing like a 10 or 20 minute video and it's just not long enough for whatever you're using it for. So I think this is an incredible feature. They got a bunch of other features in here, but I really think that this is going to be incredible. So like big hats off to Adobe for taking a bite at something no one else was really touching or doing. As far as like the other big players like Google and OpenAI are kind of focusing on like more video, image, text. It seems like they're doing more with audio and music. And so I think this is super, super exciting. I'm excited to see where this goes.
Yeah, absolutely. If you enjoyed this podcast, be sure to leave us a review. We also, if you leave us a review, ask a question. We love to answer questions on the podcast. So and it means the world to us. But we hope that you got some value out of this and that you will be able to use this AI Adobe tool in the future to make money. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.